What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to the Lab 2.0. I guess this is about as exclusive as we get here, but you are in the lab. Welcome. 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 Good to be here. It certainly is good to be here. I hope everybody's having a terrific Saturday. This is one of two shows today. And I did not know that Chris Madonna was going on tonight. I thought it was tomorrow. But guess what? We're going to carry on anyway. It's good to see you. Saturday, November 13th, 2021. It is good to see everybody. What an interesting couple of days it's been. And as I won't right now, we're not going to talk necessarily about the shows that I've done in the last couple of days, but I do want to touch on some other stuff about some very self-righteous individuals who think that it's all about them, that victims don't matter, that protecting people who don't need to be protected is a shame, and it's quite insulting to me. And as somebody who is an actual victims advocate, which I am and have been for some time, my senses become offended at these people. And I won't say anybody by name because it's not important. There's a lot of it out there. And look, there's a lot of people that don't agree with what I do or how I go about stuff. And I don't necessarily care about that. If you don't like what I do, that's fine. I understand. But without any context, without anybody to rebut, without any clear understanding of what's really happening, we get lost in the mix and the minutia of everything that is drama. Now, drama is in a human's nature. It's instinct. It's almost animalistic, and you have to actually try and work at avoiding the drama, because everywhere you turn, every single turn you make in your life, drama will follow. It's how we respond or don't respond. Can you be criticized? Can you take criticism? Can you ignore the bad things that people say about you? And as somebody who has, for the most part, tried to stay out of the drama, every now and then you still get pulled in a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. It's understandable. Okay. But I'll tell you, when you go on smear campaigns and you question people's motives and you question people's feelings, the problem with that is we don't know the person's heart. Okay. Now, some people do on occasion have to respond to things that are dramatic. Just like if somebody accuses you of something and it's so toxic and it's such a blatant lie, what are you supposed to do? I'm not saying this happened to me. It didn't. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, what are you supposed to do? What is the best way to deal with it? Well, the best way to deal with it is not responding. You see, when you get called out or quote unquote dissed or you get slandered, if I fail to respond, if I fail to respond to you, if I fail to respond, you fail to exist in my world. And that's what I want to make very clear to people who watch this, who don't like what we're doing on this side. If you don't mess with us, we don't mess with you. That's fine. Stay on that side. You stay over there. We'll stay right here. We'll do what we do. You continue to be destructive in your own way, in your own shape and form. It's on you. It's not on me. I can't make you happy, and I can't but I can certainly upset you. I get it. I certainly understand that. And the drama absolutely affects your soul. If you have ever been in an argument with somebody, and I'm talking a very heated argument, a very demonstrative, screaming argument, it takes you some time to settle down. Is that true? It is true. It takes time. It takes time. Uh, Welcome everybody that came over from Doug's channel. KKKKKK. And so what happens is you become infuriated, but it's not so much just an emotional outburst. Here's what happens when you actually become furious. You got to understand this. Your soul is affected. Your biorhythms are affected. Far after you feel that you have calmed down on the outside, the inside of you takes time to realign. And we're talking a good day or so. Okay. You might feel better on the outward appearance, but on the inward, you're still battling. You're still hurting. And when your soul is disrupted, when you get that mad and when you let somebody get to you that bad, well, it's going to take you some time to recover. And while you're recovering and your mind isn't working properly, you lose focus. You lose sight of what you feel is proper. And I'll tell you that what I feel I do and the way that I feel that I handle my business and speak about these things, I feel is responsible. And some people may disagree with me on that. That's okay. We don't have to agree on how to handle certain situations. Now, the problem is we have people handling situations that can't handle their own lives. That's a problem. If you can't handle your own life, why would I listen to you? Why would I care what you have to say? If you have a criminal history going back to when Reagan was in office, I'm not going to learn anything from you. You just spew. People just spew their hatred. The problem with people that are miserable is that they want everybody else to be miserable. And I refuse to be miserable. I just refuse. Never. And I've handled many situations in my life. And I have handled adversity, real adversity, not self-inflicted adversity. The adversity that I have overcome many times over is that of somebody else inflicting this. And so for people who talk about being able to overcome situations and what the right and wrong thing to do is, yet you can't take care of your family. You can't take care of your friends. You can't take care of your folks. You can't take care of anybody else, but you have the audacity to tell other people who have real life experience in this how to do it. I do not have all the answers. Most things in life I don't know, but I'm willing to find out. And I'm willing to do, I don't know. And maybe I can, but I can listen. I can listen, and listening is a powerful tool. If you've ever watched one of my interviews, the most important thing in an interview is not to make your point. It's not to make your guest feel comfortable and welcome. It's to listen. It's to listen. You must be able to listen to be able to speak. And we live in an era where everybody has a voice of some sort, and you can get attention. Even if you have 100 friends on Facebook, if you put on there something terrible, something terribly negative, people are going to go, whoa, did you see what so-and-so, right? Even though you haven't seen so-and-so in 5 years. In 5 years. But since you haven't seen so-and-so, you don't mind airing their dirty laundry. But when was the last time you checked on them? Only when they say something, out of line. That's when you're like, ooh, this person. But if that person is the same way with, okay, say they had a great day and they put on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, had a lovely day, da 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 da. You will see not very many likes and not very many comments. But when drama, when you bring up something like, I can't believe so-and-so did this to me, and they don't even have to name that person. They're a piece of whatever. And then all of a sudden you have 120 comments very fast. Well, why is that? Why aren't there 120 comments on somebody that says that I feel good today? Why not? Well, because nobody cares if you feel good. Some do. Most don't. They want to talk about the negativity. They want to talk about hurt. They want to talk about drama. And their whole life is drama. Everywhere they go, everything they touch turns to just drama. Drama is the way. Gossip is the way. People love gossip. And I'm not going to say I don't enjoy drama. If somebody's arguing in front of me, I'm going to watch going, oh, wow, that's quite the That's quite the whew. And it's exhilarating and it sucks you in. Right or wrong, it's human nature. And then you have people who question motives. They say, well, uh, you do this for money, you do this for attention, you do this for, look, I wouldn't do this at all if I hadn't come where I come from. This would not be what I'm doing. This, I feel, is somewhat of a calling. This, I feel, is where I feel comfortable talking to people in terrible situations. I feel comfortable talking to victims because I understand what a real victim is. And a victim is not somebody who neglects to do what they're supposed to do in life. Their life sucks and they become a drug addict or an alcoholic, seek no help. Right? So then that's self-inflicted. And so when the drama fades, and it will fade, and then the next case will come, and the next case will come, we'll never see another Dawn and Candace. Not like this. This is a very different case with very different people, um, more accessible than anybody should be when their child has gone missing. And people tell me all the time, Josh, what if, Josh, what if they're innocent? What if they're not? And people say, well, you're not, I don't, I don't care what you have to say about the adult, the two adults or the three adults that are involved. I don't care. I don't really care that much about them. Do I have some sympathy? I'm empathetic to their position. I'm empathetic to their position, but I'm tragically heartbroken by the situation that they have put themselves in with the other three that are no longer there. And I'm sorry if that offends people, but I don't care. I don't. Children are not a hat that you can put on when you want and take off and put on the shelf. That's not how it works with children. It's just not how it works. When we are expected to take care, first of all, they shouldn't have kids. Candace has criminal investigations in Wisconsin. There's a lot that she has. She has hurt her other children in the past. And you want me to baby and feel sorry and leave them alone? Why? Why? I was abused. I had all kinds of stuff happen to me. Stuff that I'll never tell you. Stuff that I'll never tell you. Stuff that I'll never be comfortable telling you. I was raised in hell. just like little Summer. And I wasn't strong. I was a weak little boy. And I wish all the time, and this just isn't how it works, but I wish all the time that these situations were going on now, right now. Because I could defend myself. I could take care of these situations. I couldn't do that when I was a kid. You know, I couldn't do that as a kid. I can do that now. I can protect myself now. I can protect my kids now. I can protect my family now. But I couldn't. I was just a weak little boy. And not to get too religious on you or anything like that, but if you read the Bible and if you have ever even cracked the Bible, children are precious. Why are they precious? Well, the story goes that the children wanted to get to Jesus. They had heard of these amazing things, Jesus. And as the kids tried to get to them, the disciples and other parents said, no, don't bother him. Don't bother him. And Jesus says, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let them come here. And he took them and spoke with them. And then what Jesus says, what does Jesus say? Suffer the little children to come unto me. He's telling these adults that just because to you, they're insignificant, but to me, they're everything. Their heart is pure. Your heart is tainted. He realized that people talk to children and treat children as though they are insignificant. And that is just not the case. Suffer the little children to come unto me. He says it very clearly. Now, whether or not that is a parable, and whether or not that story really happened, the message rings true. Children are precious because they still have hope in them. When your innocence is gone, it's gone forever. Adam and Eve. Don't eat from this tree, because if you do, your eyes will be open. And when they did that, that was the moment that they grew up. They were warned, just like you should warn your kids. You don't have to grow up too fast. You don't have to grow up too fast. Please don't grow up too fast. Please. Who wouldn't want to go back and try to recapture childhood? We all look back and most of us go, well, that was a good time. And even I feel like that sometimes, up until a certain point. Trust me, I don't want to go back to my childhood. I'm happy to be an adult now. But why? Well, ours was a little different, probably. Mine's a little different than all these other people that not everybody, but mine's a little different than a bunch of these people who are saying that they're advocates for victims. Well, not only was I a victim and am a victim and a survivor, I'm now and have been for some time a real advocate for survivors, a real advocate for survivors. Check my resume and you could take it to the bank. And if you don't think that my intentions are pure, that is something that I'm just going to have to live with. And I'm probably going to sleep just fine at night. I'll probably sleep just fine. I, I will. If that is what I have to endure with some people questioning motives, I'll live with it. I'll live with it. I don't need the approval of everybody. Not looking for the approval of everybody. And you know what? I'm sure that I can be a bit aggressive at times, loud. I'll tell you what I think. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to suck up. I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm not going to do any of this. I'm just not going to do it. But if we all want to just be humans, we all have a story. And we all have a calling. It's just whether or not we take up on that calling. I don't think that I'm smarter or funnier or more well spoken than anybody else. I guarantee you that. I don't. But I do feel as though my intentions are pure. They always have been. And my reputation has been one of I have earned my reputation, and I'm proud of it. I'm not scared to show my face. I'm not scared to tell you my name. You can look me up. Not going to find anything. Not going to find anything. You might find a few articles about me and my local paper, stuff like that, talking about projects that I've been working on. Um, Maybe some old sports stories. But you're not going to find some lengthy criminal history. You're not going to find some my kids and I have been together for a long time. It's been us. Okay. And I've had help raising them on the way. So don't get me wrong. But they're under my care. They've always been under my care. And I'm proud of that. The greatest honor of my life has and will always be raising my children. Nothing is more important to me because I brought them into this world along with their mother. Whether it was a choice or not, they're our kids. And my job is to lay my life down for my children. And if you think for a second, and I guarantee you, all of you great parents out there, and there are a lot just like me, and I'm not saying I'm a great parent, but I care. If I was to have to choose my life or theirs, come on. We all know the answer, don't we? You guys know the answer, right? What would you do? I would lay mine down this second. And forgive me if I'm critical of people that I don't think would do the same thing. Sorry about that. There's no evidence. I see no evidence of this. All I see is selfishness. I see no accountability. I see no no empathy and sympathy for this lost child or these lost children. So if you want to criticize me for criticizing people that I feel do not and should not, mostly should not have children or don't care about their children, that's just the way it comes off to me. If I'm wrong, God forgive me, but you know what? I don't think I am. I just don't think I am. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong. I just don't think I am here. It's okay to be wrong. You know what? If Don and Candace have nothing to do with this, they're still bad parents. Sorry. What do you want me to do? Sugarcoat it? What do you want me to do? Hold their hands? This is lying, drug addict, degenerate behavior, and their criminal records are longer than a CVS receipt. So I'll be damned if I'm going to let some unpolished, uneducated, unfiltered piece of filth or multiple pieces tell me what I need to do. I'll tell you what you need to do. Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to go to work, pay your bills, take care of your kids. Don't beat your wife or husband. And shut up. Don't worry about everybody else. I have an opinion. And by the way, my opinion comes from years of dealing with degenerates. The court, parole hearings, counseling, victim witness. I've been through a lot, but not as much as Summer's been through. And I know how I feel, and not as much as Orrin and Orson, Angel Overstreet. These are helpless, innocent children. And you want us to back off? You want us to back? Why? Why? Because do you need to stay relevant somehow? Because you're trying to be in some sort of community or be in the business of something that you have no business in? Because vulnerable people will listen to you? You have 20 people maybe that agree with what you say, and that's enough. But the rest of the world is not agreeing. They're not agreeing. Just because you've caused other people to become victims doesn't mean you understand victims. And I'm looking at all these creators out there with arrest after arrest after arrest, unpaid child supports, abuse, neglect, animal torture. What else? Man. And God forbid anybody that listens to the filth that comes out of your mouths. You are irrelevant in my world. I mean, you can tell a lot about a person by past behavior. Oh, don't judge them by their past. Why not? I mean, if you've beat on a kid before, what's going to stop you from doing it again? People who don't mess with their kids, like even if they're like a weekend dad, because that's the way that the courts made it happen. I get it. But you got these people out here screaming about other children when they owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in back child support. You think you're ever going to pay that? No, you'll just go around criticizing other people that have a spotless record and tell them to back off people who also don't have a spotless record. I am not perfect. I have made many mistakes, just not at the level that a lot of these people have. So I'm going to talk my shit and I'm going to give my opinion and I'm going to sleep well at night knowing that I'm doing the proper thing. When it comes to these cases, I'm very thought out. I am. I have a lot of self awareness. I do. I can complete sentences. Is that my fault? No, I don't think so. But if you don't know what it's like to look a child in the eye whose parents just committed, or a parent who's just committed a murder suicide, and their family's gone, and I got to sit there and I look in that little kid's eyes and I say, I know what you're feeling. I know it hurts. And it's going to be a long road. And you're going to break down and you're going to cry and you're going to hurt and you're going to be angry. And there'll be nights where you can't sleep and there'll be days when you can't eat. And then when you grow up, your children will remind you, where's your mom? Where's your grandma? Where's our grandma? Where's our grandpa? And then you'll go to their sporting events going, I really just wish that my parents could have seen this. You don't know what that's like. And I'm glad. I'm really glad. I really am. You shouldn't. It's gut wrenching. It's sickening. You aren't advocating for anything but attention. That's what these people want you to believe. You know, I did a show yesterday with Chris, Doug. And the first thing that comes in the comments is, well, hey guys, can't stop talking about this, right? The money's too good, right? Well, not really, because I chose to do that show, those two shows, those very big shows that advertisers will pay for. And I could have done it right here. Could have done it right here. I didn't make a dime. I wanted to reach a bigger audience. I wanted to reach a bigger audience. And none of us made a dime off of that show. Either of those shows. Not one. So before you question my motives, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. But, you know, most people can't because they love the drama. Until you know what it's actually like to be a real victim of circumstance and not of your own doing, we have nothing to talk about. You're just a passerby. But if YouTube went away tomorrow, I'd still be in this community. I never had a choice. I never had a choice. And I'm good with that. I stopped blaming people for my life being the way that it was right around the age of 16. And I knew that I make something of myself. I don't know what happened. You guys there? I don't know. It froze. It was weird. No, I'm here. I'm here. You guys head on over to the interview room. Chris McDonough is starting his show. Thank you guys. I will be back later with a new show. We'll be talking about other things. Thank you guys so much for being here. Catch you on the flip. Thank you guys, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you for tuning in, just subscribing. Just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.